Cloud9 is an exciting team, and I love their, I always say it, but their organic feel. They seem like they've got this brotherhood thing going on, a bunch of young guys, but they just rely so heavily on the individuals of JT and Sonic, whether they're going to show up or not. So that's the biggest question mark.
Don't forget about my boy Floppy.
Floppy always shows up, though. That's the difference.
Okay.
That's the difference.
That qualifying statement is absolutely fine with me. We'll take it. Pissed around is a lost bomb site. They're going for the flank. Kusa's got that handled. Ooh, not for long,
Does he, though?
Som falls down. Good kills from Osi. This is a nasty little retake. That's such a quick flank. They pushed down that A bomb site so fast. Automatic, what, 3 kills in the round for him? He's a beast.
He is a beast.
I don't know if it's going to happen in this series with you guys predicting Gen.G. I probably would go predict Gen.G as well. I think no matter what happens, I think Gen.G is going to be the better team in the long term.
Yeah.
Maybe even in the short term. I just have no idea where my expectations for them should be at this point.
That's fair. But yeah, Cloud9, they forced right back into this. No surprises there. But this time, there's a bunch of HE grenades to follow this up as well, this purchase. Ooh, Gusto with the P90. You don't see that every day.
No, someone bought a P90 in a blast in a professional game. Well, this is a professional game too.
This is a professional game
one
too,
of the,
Jason.
I know. I just meant like one of the top European teams.
Damn,
Interesting.
Jason's just going all in here. All right,
people on Twitch and Twitter think you're the American bald eagle, but you're not. You're not actually. You think NA is the second tier, like,
I mean, let's not lie. In many ways, they kind of have been in Counter-Strike this whole time. Let's just be honest. But I forget who it was. It worked out magnificently in that round, and obviously a nice pick here from Kusta.
Yeah, if it works, it's great. And these grenades, they're going to come into play right about now. That's a lot of damage and a follow-up as well. So Daps, thank you for planning and sacrificing your life for GenG.
We're going to see a lot of that, I feel.
Yeah.
Going to see a lot of that throughout this series. OC still challenging with the scout, not getting anything. This is good discipline as well from GenG in the post plant. Nobody peeking until just now. That P90 at long range. All right.
It's working.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
I like it.
Kusta's making it work. Kenneth Swen. The names on this GenG squad, we gotta talk about it. It's ridiculous.
Get in there. What you got?
They are actually, they're destined for greatness.
I feel like this is a Christine segment because
they're destined for greatness, Robin, because these guys' names.
Oh God.
Are Kenneth Kusta Swen, okay, Hansel Bentet Ferdinand.
Yeah, it's classic.
Okay. Damien Daps Steele.
That's straight out of a porn.
Yeah, amazing, right? Okay, Timothy Automatic Ta, badass. And then the last is, I mean, it's just Sam O, but it's still cool.
All right,
you know what?
Got a problem?
He's still teammates.
Got a problem with short and
with
sweet?
With Hansel Ferdinand.
What was it you said? Any Asian named Hansel Ferdinand is destined for greatness?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The amount of pressure that Bentet had to go through with a name like that growing up, he's hardened. He's ready for business. He's ready.
It's so hot right now.
Yeah.
Damien Steele.
Damien Steele.
Mr. Daps, we have him on the screen there. So also called as Blue Steel. It's not a Ben Stiller. We have the first.
He's got the P90.
Oh yeah, he kept it. He kept it. First proper round for Cloud9 here. We have an up as well.
Why did Kenneth buy a P90? Just use it for 2 rounds. Just use it for 1 round and give it up.
Yeah.
Will be fun to see as well. Obviously, 2 very different teams here from the ones that we just saw. And we just casted Vertigo as well. We saw a lot of the A ramp kind of regression. We'll see if we kind of see the same trend here. In most cases, because NA region is definitely a little bit smaller compared to Europe, a lot of these teams obviously practice against one another as well. So I would guess that we kind of share the same somewhat play style in the approach of things, at least.
That's a pick off right through the smoke. Automatic tried to turn into it and get a little cheeky. Not going to happen. Floppy, right before that smoke fades, is going to back off as well.
Not a lot of nades here, though, on the Cloud9 side. We have 2 smokes and 1 flashbang left. But a lot of nades still, though, on the GenG side. Even though they do have the man disadvantage, MOTM is going to get
Oh, he's boxed
contact here. He should be dying here without a trade. Yeah, good job there. Nice little save there from Floppy, though. Still makes it a 4-on-3 situation in favor of Cloud9. This is definitely needed, knowing that they don't have a lot of nades to kind of hold this bomb site. GenG, oh my god, that's so important as well. Yeah, nice little hold there from Cloud9. Just very spread out, but at least they get the trades as well for GenG. I feel like GenG also was a little bit too spread out there, knowing as well, it's running down the clock and a lot of utility. You have the map control, and that's when you kind of like take a breather for 5 seconds and you just talk things through and try and hit the bomb site together so the trades are there.
And really good duels for JT to win that out. I mean, I thought Krusta had him dead.
Even if he did, right? The bomb dropped on the stairs.
Right.
So it's still like, oh, you better go hustle and get that bomb. There's
Yeah.
still very low percentage at that point.
Really good movement.
Ooh, this is way more aggressive towards A-ramp. Last round was calm and chill for a bit. This is starting out at a 10. Daps takes a lot of damage. That nade should do tons. Good shot from Som. Floppy blinded as well. Forced back and taken down. And Som continues.
Oh, the one bullet, but he's got the backup from Daps. And now, wow, JT, nice recovery to actually get 2 there.
That's so back and forth.
Yeah.
Neither team ever really got fully comfortable. Neither team like really ever got comfortable with what they thought was actually happening on the map. I don't think GenG was prepared for that level of resistance. And you have to know, if you're GenG, you have a minute on the clock, that player is going to be here. That final Cloud9 player will have rotated over.
I think they're a little nervous about their flank. They're just going to hold off on that. And actually, this pause might even make Sonic start to doubt where the hit's actually going to come from.
Yeah, it's making him nervous, and you can see he's backing off, not to like fully retreat, but something a little bit more centralized, so it's kind of keeping him honest between both bomb sites. But I don't think this strategy really works when you're in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah,
And
normally you
obviously-
just tend to see like that player just holding the same bomb site if he's already made a rotate. Because like here, no matter what, you're fighting against 2 and you're fighting against a bomb site. So if anything, you're right. I mean, I would probably prefer Sonic to stay where he was. This is a nice little nade. Obviously, still very much winnable. He also has 1 smoke left. Gets the kill too. Makes it a 1-on-1 with Daps. Takes it. Use the nade here.
There's no kit though, so Daps should be fine. Although I don't know why he just shot there, gave away his position. Still gonna be really tough to win. You're right. He has a smoke he could drop on the bomb. Daps is not gonna get faked out by that. Pushing up. There's still time. There's the spam. There's the kill.
No kit?
He's still got it. There's plenty of time.
I still think that that's a little bit weird. I mean,
That's
obviously,
a really, I don't know. That
I
1
think
versus
Daps
2.
shot the model there too. I think he thought that it was like a
Oh, a dead player?
yeah.
Yeah, but still, even just like hiding behind sandbags and being exposed, and even just the kill on Kusta inside the bomb site, I feel like that clutch, like Sonic didn't have to
It was
work
so
very
weird.
hard
Yeah,
for that
no,
one.
not at all.
And he left, I mean, it was a 2v1, just leaving your mate while he's planting. It did seem odd, especially after Sonic gave away his position by HU grenading him first.
Yeah. That's a weird one. So 2-3 in the favor of GenG, but they've lost a couple in a row. Ben-Tet has bought up. We're going to get a timeout called. I would imagine everyone's going to buy behind this as well. Daps with 55, Som with 58. Automatic and Kusta a little bit hurt, but should be another buy for the T side to get back to their winning ways.
Yeah, I wonder if Ben-Tet bought a little early. We talked about it's been 6 months now coming over, but man, just adjusting to the English comms. And you've seen it on the GenG side sometimes when Ben-Tet is rotating, the timings, it is a little bit off, and that's definitely something that these GenG guys have been working on.
GenG pause.
Okay, so this is a technical issue pause.
Anyone want to change the prediction based off these first 5 rounds? Anyone getting scared? Getting nervous? We have some contestants for the punishments. One of them is loser has to lick the bottom of your shoe from toe to heel. We will not be doing that for many reasons. First and foremost, I don't want to lick the bottom of my shoe ever. The other one is lose rest, eat a lemon.
Like a whole lemon?
Or just bite into a lemon.
Maybe bite into a lemon. Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, all right.
It's bad for your teeth, but I'll do it.
Oh, the acidity?
Yeah.
All right, well. You can tell you're old when you're worried about that. That's way too responsible for gamer life.
To answer your question, though, I don't want to change my prediction. This was GenG's map pick, though, which worries me a little bit when we talk about the thing. Yeah, granted, we know the money here as well. Yeah, there was a little bit of an early buy, but they can still very much buy here. Psalm with 5.8k. Kusta 3.1k. Daps also bought, so like there's still going to be a pretty good buy here. But for Cloud9, very good buy. Money's still low though, so we're not counting GenG out just yet. All it takes is just a one round and forces Cloud9 on a save. But as I had mentioned, that whole retake scenario and stuff like that looked a little bit shaky, but we're still very early on in this half.
Yeah, it's fun. I was just curious if we had anyone jump and ship, get a little bit scared.
Well,
Let's
I
go
mean,
back to the question from earlier because we didn't actually complete that. We got started in the game very, very... Oh, that's happening again, so never mind. Listen, every time there's a pause, I'm just going to go back to try and get that question answered.
what was the question?
It's the one about which two teams would you like to see playing each other during their peak. We only got to talk about my matchup, which was Fnatic and TSM.
I cheated and I said your matchup too.
Yeah, but, you know, come up with something different. Just for the hell of it.
So, okay,
Just
how about... Well, how
well,
about
not
this
now.
then? How
Not now.
about this?
We're getting back into the game.
It's going to go back to Astralis again, actually. But they almost broke the record of the Nuke wins, right? So wouldn't it be fun to see best of Astralis and Nuke, and obviously who currently holds the scoreline of Nuke for best? That would be NIP. So NIP versus Astralis on the Nuke.
What, like the old 2014 NIP?
Yeah, on the Nukes. You have to remember, all maps have changed.
Yeah, I know.
So like, it's very much...
Bit of a toss-up.
Yeah.
Which map you playing on?
But you also talk about like I feel like even in NBA you have that same conversation a lot, but like with the old MJ and whatever. Like obviously like things change and stuff. Like, you can't really compare in that sense. But I think that if you just look at sheer domination and stuff like that, I think that you do have some very cool matchups that you could see.
Oh yeah, no, it's
if you
just a
kinda
fun topic
convert
of
it.
conversation.
Yeah.
You obviously can't compare. It's an apples to oranges thing. Either way, here we go. Dap's gonna lead the way. Up short A, up scaffolding. Ready to turn his corner.
Ooh.
Kusta gets picked off. That was towards... I have no
B.
idea.
I think that was the B stairs.
All right, well, there's the smoke wall set up. No entries found yet. Aggression coming in. Floppy's found one as well. And this hit has no power, no strength behind it.
Yeah, and I think
Wait,
Sonic's
Daps was leading the way up short A. Why is he all the way back at A ramp all of a sudden? He was the first one there. When did that happen?
That's a good question, but Automatic, he eats that grenade, and Sonic was already on the flank. You noticed that he was in that forward position, so yeah, this was all gone wrong for GenG into this almost forced buy round where we saw Bentet purchase up early on in the freeze time.
Late buy here from GenG. Actually, was Dabs that bought super early that round, and then everyone else was just like kind of holding off a little bit. But it's a half buy that's coming in. Just the one nade, and it's already off. So like this guy was gonna say, it's gonna be a super quick round here.
Oh.
We do see a B split coming in. GenG with the first entry here, but we still have two Cloud9 players holding this B bomb site. Still one remaining. Sonic is still the pillar here. Versus Daps in a 1-on-3. Gets the first, misses the second. That's a really good semi-buy though. Gets the 3 kills. Trying to keep the Cloud9 economy low. But it's still getting there. Still actively growing a little bit. And we talk about the approach on this T side on Vertigo. GenG, I mean, I agree when we talk about predictions and stuff like that. Cloud9 by far has looked a little bit more closely knit. I feel like GenG have been good for the first like minute of the half, but executing on the site and stuff like that and the overall like after plans, it's been very sloppy. Not quite sure why that is. Maybe just comms or whatnot, but let's hope that they fix it. Otherwise, I feel like Cloud9 is just gonna run away with this, and I have to eat a goddamn lemon.
Listen, I do think Cloud9 gets pretty underrated for the most part. I think they've got some decent stuff. I don't think they're going to be any kind of crazy like top 10 team, but I think they've got some pretty solid players on the squad. Kusta over towards the stairs, looking for. You almost saw that jump as well. That would have been an opportunity, but certainly some of these boosts up. They're going to go for a pick, and Sonic looking exactly for it. Still no pounce, still no rebuttal from Gen.G, and they're down 2 players in this round.
Yeah, I mean, this is tough already off the get-go. Not really getting any openings or anything. They're forced to kind of do this B-execute. Smokes are going to come down. They do know that Sonic's on his bombs. Like, gets him at least, so that's a start. But still a 3-on-4 with MOTM still here. Playing around the smokes with JT also there for backup. Bomb's going to go down, but like I said, the more these smokes kind of just wait around and you get the bomb down, the easier it's going to be for a Cloud9 retake. And again, we mentioned the whole thing. This is a retake as well. It's a 4 members still alive. The fact of the matter is that they still have nades left as well. Just come to show as well the Gen.G, like in terms of who actually is in the control and lead of this half so far, it's definitely Cloud9. It's Gen.G having to reply. They are getting the bombs down and stuff like that, but the rounds honestly aren't even that close.
Yeah, which is frightening. And this has always been, this is why I kind of said this matchup is so interesting to me, and kind of like my concerns with Gen.G is I still feel like there's just way too many good players on this Gen.G roster for some of these rounds to fall flat. Still early, could just be a rough start to the map, could just be a rough map overall. We'll have to see, but it's worrying signs early on, at least on Vertigo. OC aggressive, going to get picked off through the smoke. Good spam from Bentet on point. But Cloud9's taking map control on the other side. They've already pushed down those B stairs, starting to go for the flank, starting to shrink this map.
Ooh, MOTM. This is, I think Gen.G have an idea. You can see that they're kind of trying to start sniffing him out here.
Look at Kusta, though. That's why there's such a pause in the map. I think Kusta's got this massive flank in towards middle.
Yeah, so we've got Kusta towards the CT side of the map, and we've got 2 Cloud9 members on the T side of the map.
He's not all the way pushed in. I'm crazy. I've confused everyone. Floppy's going to lead the way into this push. Bentet going to hold on to it. And Floppy now turning the corner. Good trades, but again, escape route towards the B bomb site. It's Kusta and Daps once again. If JT can win this clutch, I'm going to cry.
Well, he's got a flash, but man, he's got 2 1v1s here, so he's got everything he could ask for. Ooh, this...
They've split up again.
Yeah. We've seen this before. Kusta and Daps, exactly this in the 2v1.
This one goes better. This one's handled well. Way to go for Kusta.
It's actually really funny to see as well. If you just look, it's obviously round number 10. Look how many times Gen.G have finished on that B bomb site. This is very unorthodox, even if you look at like all around. Like even if this map had changed again and again, I think that when the first change in mid and towards the B bombs that came out, a lot of people were like kind of had that focus of like, oh, that means that like maybe B is easier to take now. But I think people have realized more and more that actually A is still very much the same place to go. And it's very interesting to see that Gen.G, their focus have been a lot towards the B, and that's where they've won the last the rounds as well. But here we see the change of pace. Aggressive round towards the A instead.
I mean, this is this Cloud9 defense. If they're going to keep pushing down these stairs, this is so much information. They're going to be able to get so much.
Yeah, they got a lot last time too, but
yeah,
they still lost.
At least this time JT's forced back. So,
Bogdan Law.
Man, this is actually wild. Cloud9's actually even shifted over towards the B bomb site. There's full retake on A. Everyone's in middle or on the other side of the map. That smoke wall is set up. That's going to give them time. Still, Gen.G's not hitting behind this. They're waiting for counter utility that's not coming out. And now here comes the plant. Tapping it in case of nades. Nothing comes. Teammate does go down, but this means once that bomb gets planted, automatic's trapped. Smokes have cleared.
Exactly like you're saying, right? That's very common of
Ooh.
faking the plant here as well. And we see the retake nades from Cloud9. This is actually a pretty smart setup from Automatic. They know they don't have any nades left. They know they have to fight for this. This is what I was talking about with even with the EG and Furia game. The retake kind of setup here. Nades come in. Now we're going to see a lot of trades. There's going to be a lot of brawl. Gen.G, again, I mentioned again, no nades. So this is all about trading for Cloud9. I can't believe this is as close as it is.
Oh my god.
And Sonic is literally just saving. This is a throw, honestly, if you're
He's dead.
Cloud9.
Oh!
It is dead, but he's not going to have the time. So this is actually a really nice round from Gen.G. They went a little bit too aggressive in the sense of like they have to do that because they don't have any nades. That was the ideal setup if you're Cloud9, honestly. So a good round by Gen.G, kind of holding that, stringing that still together.
Yeah, I like the second smoke. If we notice, as soon as those site smokes disappeared, they had already layered that secondary smoke so that the planner could then push up towards that spawn. Now, Automatic, he got spammed, unluckily, through that smoke. But either way, the ideas were there, and Gen.G, they thought that one through.
Yeah, that could have actually been a really cool position for Automatic after that. I didn't expect that smoke to come in as well. That was a cool way to get him out of there. That position also could be so strong to defend against the retake, which Gen.G holding off retakes has not been, perfect in this match so far. There's been some really sloppy mistakes made. We're all tied up though with Gen.G on the attacking side of Vertigo. AWP in the hands of OC. SMGs on Sonic and MOTM, and Deagles for Floppy and JT.
Yeah, so very scrappy buy here. And on top of that, we kind of see the Cloud9 are actually not playing this aggressively. It's very common usually when you have these, setups like these. It's actually going aggressively here instead. Another setup I was just going to mention is that when you have the op setup, you can also situate yourself with the SMGs or the Deagles, even close quarters. Have the op kind of take the first initial duel. Kind of hope that Gen.G are jumping into corners, so that's when you have the Deagles and the SMGs waiting. But instead here we'll see it looks like a beast with against the Gen.G. I mentioned it before. Look at the focus for Gen.G. They're focused a lot more towards that B bomb site. And when you look at the change of pace for the later on in the half, they've actually set themselves up really well here to kind of start adapting now and start hitting the A bomb site, considering how much focus they put on the B.
Ooh, near miss for OC. He has to think about saving this. Ooh, he's going to go for it. Again, though, at a 2 versus 1, both Gen.G players so split up. This is like the 3rd time we've seen this.
Oh.
And that could have gotten real interesting if OC was going to hit that shot. 6-5. And now Cloud9's in a save situation. They've lost everything.
Yeah, indeed they have. 2.4k, yeah, they're clawing it back here. It's actually quite interesting because, just looking at it, for me at least, I can clearly tell, the skill level compared to the previous game in terms of even the approach, and like you're saying, you mentioned as well, I think 4 rounds in a row for Gen.G, how spread out they are on that B bomb site. It sounds good in in reality. You have one guy holding mid and also CT spawn, but there's no trade potential. There's nothing there. Still a little bit sloppy. They're getting away with the rounds at least though, but as we mentioned, Cloud9 with the save. It is an A side stack with a
cool
flashbang on Sonic.
Yeah, well, he just left it, which is unfortunate. Molotov, they're going to swing into it. Good dink, good kills. JT and Floppy burn. Nice tracking from Automatic. And the rest of the map is taken over. Daps with the MAC-10, going to start cruising, looking for his bonus money. And Gen.G should be able to climb up to 6 as the bomb makes its way over to the B bomb site.
Ooh, Daps should be making that money. And an extra one here to boot. Oh, that would have been so picture perfect if he was able to get that kill, pick that AK up. But this makes things a little bit interesting. But Som is in such a sweaty little angle that I don't think Cloud9 have a chance here.
No, absolutely not.
I love that saying, the
sweaty angle.
It's so funny. Because as well how upset you'll get if you die from there.
Yeah.
It's just for the people that use wireless mice, it's not the fucking window, you know what I mean?
How many mice have you thrown out the window in your day, Ron?
I just swapped.
I mean, they didn't have wireless mice for most of your time.
I just swapped mice actually to a wireless one. It's amazing.
Game
actually.
changer?
It's amazing how far the technology has gone.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I think that a lot of people are scared of using wireless mouse, but
I didn't like it.
mouse, yeah, I don't know.
I'm a
for
fan.
me, I don't feel a difference, and if anything, I feel like it's very nice.
Maybe I just didn't enjoy like the mouse wasn't
I can
for
go
me.
down to the kitchen with my wireless headset and my wireless mouse. I can still talk to the boys, and I can just be like, "Hey, I'm coach from the kitchen. I'm just filling up some water." They don't know that I'm not paying attention.
They do now.
Nah,
And
they're
Heather's over there on the PC observing,
Listen.
so you're about to get docked a little bit of your paycheck.
No, you want to know why? Because obviously, I was going to plug my sponsor. I don't have to do that. Obviously,
You don't have to do
I
that.
don't have to do that.
Please don't do that.
I'm not going to do that. Another weapon round coming in. We had an eco from Cloud9. We do get the op back, though. An OC. Gen.G has woken up a little bit here. When we saw in the beginning of this half, like they were struggling a little bit from Cloud9 and they weren't really finding ways. I mean, the struggle here for me was the Gen.Gs of afterplants and stuff like that. But Cloud9 are not even allowing them to get there in the sense of like they're losing entries back and, you know, I was going to say back and right, but that doesn't, left and right.
Left and right, yeah.
Left and
Back
right.
and forth.
Back and forth, left and right, 180, 360, who knows? Who knows?
Tony Hawk knows.
Tony Hawk, but still a 5-on-3 here. There's still nades here on OC. He's the kingpin in the terms of like he's the one that holds all the marbles with all the nades, so he can't go down. Cloud9 can't afford him to go down.
Ooh, and he's got actually OC remaining aggressive as well. There's a little bit of gap in that smoke, and saw him. He's going to fall first. Bomb hits the deck, and the follow-up peak automatics got him pinned in. They need to get that bomb planted before these smokes fade. Again, Molotov to hold back Floppy, and a follow-up Molotov as well. Are they bailing out with the bomb?
Huh. They are. And this is actually going to work out for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a risky call, but obviously it's going as we can see on the minimap. It's just fine. One player stuck around just to freeze those defenders, just to keep the two of them at the bomb site. And, I mean, at least they'll get to save their weapon, although it looks like they're going to come over and try and go for this.
Yeah, automatic. This timing's going to be everything, but Sonic, he's not letting go at all. He's going really fast and already taking daps out. This is all of a sudden automatic flanking, and Gen.G, we spoke about it early on in the half
They're
that they're
awful with these
so
post-plants.
split up. Their post plants are so questionable, and once again, they failed to convert a round that was completely within their hands, completely within their grasp. And I was just about to compliment the fact that Gen.G had so many layers within all of these executes that they had, so many delayed nades, so many delayed Molotovs that are putting so much pressure on Cloud9, but it's making the rounds look messy for Gen.G either way. But
I mean, listen, if you could go in and clean up the what they've had, we've seen like 4 post plants out of them, and they've lost like 3 of them, or is it something like right along those lines? Maybe 2 and 3.
2v1s.
Yeah, and it's just like if you clean those up, this half is dominant for Gen.G, and and this is the one thing that still worries me about this Gen.G roster is it's like those kinds of things are the things I expect to be cleaned up first for a team that's been together this long. Maybe the tactics and everything come a little bit later, but those are pretty fundamental.
But I was going to say, and actually I agree with you to some degree, but I was going to say what's good to me, and Christine pointed out, their basics seem to be in order of like, they're not losing rounds because they're losing a lot of members early here. They're losing rounds because they can't hold afterplants and stuff, like winning the clutch rounds. I feel like the basics here, like the approach that Gen.G has had in the beginning has actually been really good. It's just more so of like talking about like the fact of like, what do we do when we actually get the bomb down? What do we do in terms of positioning? Like, how do we want to approach this? And I think that's where it doesn't seem like they've talked about that at all.
Yeah, very possible. Maybe it's just a communication breakdown in those scenarios.
I love this from Cloud9 as well. This is what I was talking about in terms of like the retake setup from CTs. You see how defensive they are. They're not really overtaking anything. For Floppy here, he's just listening, right? And he's throwing the mollies down, he's still shooting through. Normally as well here, you kind of see an extra HG. You mentioned it before on round number 3. They fake plant, and that's for good reason. So you pass on the nade, right?
Yep.
Instead here, we're going to see a full-on execute, a fast one. No nades left from Gen.G. We talk about afterplants. It's exactly what we're talking about. 3-on-3 situation now. It's pretty much even though no nades on either side, but CTs are coming back and they have bomb site control again. Smokes down with trades, and Gen.G all spread out. No trading. We talked about it with the whole thing with utility and stuff like that. If you don't have any utility, you have to play aggressive and you have to play the trading game, because if you're all spread out like this, Cloud9 with nades as well, you spread out, you take control. This is a great little afterplant or like a retake setup from Cloud9. If I'm Gen.G, obviously it's just one round left here. I would be worried about this again and again now, because like this is the setup kind of that you want to lean towards on the CT side. This is what, like the winning scenario that I was talking about, the kind of one waiting to happen.
That's actually a really cool retake, though, from Cloud9. The timing of when they actually pounced and came in was really, really sick.
So fast.
They timed it on the guy that started planting the bomb, right?
Yeah.
Because we talk about, like, that's already a guy that's already right off. Like, he's not in the game anymore. That's a 3-second bomb plant that he's planting down.
And even if he gets off it, or even if he plants
Exactly,
the bomb,
it
you
takes
know
time.
exactly where he's at.
Yep.
It takes time to get the gun out. All good stuff.
All good stuff. Gen.G has clawed their way back into this game now. With a Cloud9 waiting for last round, 7-7. Trading game happening in mid, and I mentioned it before, Gen.G leaning towards that B bomb site. One of the few teams that you kind of see that's opting more towards that B than A. And Cloud9 have an answer for it, and there's a reason for that. B is very difficult to kind of hit, especially if you don't get trades early.
I was going to say, they never actually pulled off the split of that bomb site whatsoever. They could never actually meet the two attacks together. Bomb is dropped at the bottom of the stairs as well. There's plenty of time for it, but unfortunately, both members of Cloud9 are looking in this direction at Psalm. They've spotted him out, and OC shuts him down. It's a one-round lead for Cloud9 as we head to a break, and we'll be right back after the commercials to finish up Vertigo.
We're back with the second half of map number 1 between Cloud9 and Gen.G. We were giving Gen.G a lot of flack on that first half, but don't get me wrong, like obviously 8-7 is still a very good scoreline. The reason why we're upset is because we feel like they could have gone away with at least 11 there. It's just a lot of afterplan situations they can really polish and really get a lot better on. And Cloud9 capitalized on that, obviously, but now we have the turnaround. Cloud9's E side now. We have one guy with 7 nades, the B split happening, a very fast one. Kusta in the back of the bomb site goes down as well. OC, 2 nice frags with the help of JT's flash. 5-on-3 now. And we talk about the whole thing with saves. CT's get insta-headshot. Oh my god, what a round from JT. He gets 2 kills, he gets 2 assists from the flashbang as well. Floppy with 2 kills. Oh, sorry, not Floppy, but OC. This is just damage control for Som, but goes down. Nice round for Cloud9.
Yeah, that's a very nice round. No real fight to prevent that bomb site from being overrun. GenG switching over to the defensive side. I'm interested to see how this goes. This is their map pick. So you'd imagine they've had some stuff prepared. You'd imagine they're feeling very comfortable on it, but at the moment, it's not to be.
And this is what you have referred to as well, Jason, of Gen.G's last round on that T side, not getting that B split kind of in order, like they weren't hitting that bomb site completely. We saw in Cloud9 stand here on the pistol, they got the sandwich. They got the shit sandwich in order. And then the bomb down, and then by then it's just a very difficult spot for Gen.G into being.
My problem with GenG is like, it's still, I don't know. It's so weird. They have like one of their win conditions is also like kind of like in a way their biggest weakness, where they have they have the individuals needed to win these games, but that's the problem, is that they're still individuals. I don't think they've really found a way to consistently have like a cohesive unit and teamwork. I've never really got that feeling when I've watched them.
It's still Elma Puri, right, as the coach?
And but I think even Cloud9 is like kind of the exact opposite. You wouldn't look at this roster and say they have the more skilled players, but they at least have like the teamwork and the brotherhood to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I have always said as well. Like if you ask me, for example, would I rather have a team with 5 individuals versus 5 people that knows how to calm and know how to communicate and has good team play? Kind of like, obviously, you can't really compare, but I prefer the team play oriented one. You know, I prefer the ones that does a good job with trading. I prefer the ones that know how to flashbang for each other. I don't want people to go into like these individual positions, even what we saw the aftermath with like one-on-one, right? Like help each other. Let's win as a team, right? We lose a team, we win as a team.
Oh,
nice hold from Gen.G.
You say that.
I say that.
But all the individuals show up in this round.
And that's what and that's why I was so surprised by Gen.G when we look at the how this map itself of like we saw a lot of focus from Gen.G on the B bomb site.
Yeah.
It's still a very difficult bomb site to hit, and I feel like A is the reason why people keep coming back to A is there's so many open angles, and as long as you kind of waste the nades of the CTs, you kind of get, and especially in this day and age where you have a lot of, the young generation of like, they just want to like aim and shoot heads, A is the best bomb site for that. But nice hold. I like this from Cloud9 as well. Usually you see with maybe some younger teams as well, when they lose that secondary round, they buy back right off the bat thinking, oh, we should have won that, let's just do it. I like the smartness here from Cloud9 of saying, hey, we can buy some pistols and stuff like that. If we have some spare money, we don't have to go overboard. Let's just think the long term here of like, where's our winning scenario, right? Oh, we need a lot of utility. We need the ops. We need the good AKs with, full armor and stuff like that. So, thinking ahead.
Thinking ahead.
Nice clean round here, though, for Gen.G. Those Deagles, they
Pull
get a
'em.
little too frisky lately, but this time around, Gen.G goes away with a clean round.
Yeah, and now, I mean, it's going to be a save for Cloud9. This is should be a nice, easy cleanup for Gen.G. Nuke is next. Or no, Inferno is next. Inferno is the second map in this series. So, here we go. Cloud9 going to go quickly up the ramp towards this A bomb site. Ben10 peers straight down, and he's got so many. 3 kills. Well done. They can salvage that AK-47 at the end of the round. Nice shot from Automatic.
What a fadeaway.
Yeah, that was sick. That was nasty.
Nasty. That's nice for Gen.G to have such a clean anti-ecos. Especially since we're worried about such basic fundamentals like post plants, these kinds of rounds can sometimes get away.
I'll be curious how the retakes look for Gen.G. I'm really interested to see how they do that. Obviously, tough to hold off the retakes in the first half, but I mean, it could be a complete reversal here. If we get to those situations, Gen.G up by 1. Som going to peer down the scaffolding and see nothing, just spamming into the smoke, trying to do some early chip damage. OC's been legged, but pressure on middle and Automatic is forced back.
Keep the same trend though from Cloud9. No ops on that side. I mentioned it again, the same thing with Inferno on the T side. You can buy an op, but in most cases you tend to prefer just 5 AKs. A lot of close quarters. A lot of tightly knit angles like this that you just have to get trades in. Obviously, if you go A late, an AWP is definitely what you want, or an SG.
Ooh, the
But
SG
this
is
has
nice.
been, yeah, but this is a really nice approach. We just look at the difference between these two matchups. Gen.G are playing this A retake, kind of what I was talking about. Cloud9 as well, taking this very slow. Look at the nades of both of these teams. Cloud9 have not spent a lot for this A take, so now we're going to see a full-on an A2 with nades and a potential of a B or an A retake. This is exactly, I mean, this is a dream scenario for Cloud9. I feel like Gen.G was a little bit too aggressive there when they do have nades. I think that the game plan should have been retake. You have to set up yourself for that, but you kind of half-ass it, and you go like mid-round, late round aggression where you're not even waiting for teammates. So Cloud9 will definitely take advantage of that, but I like the approach of both of these teams. But we go back to the whole thing of talking about bases for Gen.G and the later grand scheme of things. We saw the same thing for T-side for Gen.G. It's sloppy. They have the basics down early, but then once they get into like the later round of stages and stuff like that, they seem to fall apart a bit. And we saw the same thing here. That's a worrying sign.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they were certainly postured for. I mean, you mentioned the nades. They were in those 4 positions. I gotta say, I'm surprised we saw so many whiffs too. I mean, Bentet right off the bat, he had a huge advantage.
That's got to be like feeling like pretty uncomfortable what's happening on the map. Like
Yeah, a lot
someone
of
like
pressure.
him, yeah, is like way too good to miss a shot like that. Although it does happen. What is his scoreline today? 18 and 14. So he's picking up. He was when we saw him at Flashbang. Benset was like the one player you could tell just was not really feeling comfortable in anything during that stretch. Is that what I said?
I can imagine just the sheer confusion on his end, though.
Flashpoint.
Wait, rounds?
Flashpoint.
What's that? I'm not running out mid to kill people? What? Okay.
He's probably living the dream too, not having an in-game lead at all. That must be... And he doesn't have to in-game lead in 3 languages either.
What a life to
I
live,
know.
man. He's living the dream right now.
He's playing the game in nightmare mode that no one else has ever had to experience. In-game leading in Indonesian, Mandarin, and English all in one game.
Ooh. Can't be missing those.
That's a nice nade combination, though, to peak with the explosion of the nade.
Yeah. Good timing for OC and his mates, but Dapsy lets the first guy go by, and then the timing floppy.
Even that is so smart. Like a small thing like that, you have Cloud9, you have 2 guys up in heaven there, but one guy just runs, right? Gets the control, and the other guy's just staying in smoke there. Like, it's like small stuff like that. It looks like, oh, that's not even a big deal. It's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as you kind of make the noise there, you're in mid and you kind of showcase that, you see the reaction from Daps too. He's like, oh my god, I have like the golden ticket here. I'm going to get at least 2. But just the fact you kind of stick around.
Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, now... I had Gen.G winning, but I think Cloud9 are working so well as a unit right now, especially on this map. So,
Yeah,
see if it's just a map. We still obviously have 1 or 2 more maps to go.
This Cloud9 team has like a lot of really cool elements to it. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's always a question of how far it can actually carry them, but I mean, certainly in North American competition, they're a very dangerous squad. Some cool tricks up their sleeve. They're about to be up 10 or 12 to 10. Sonic going to clear out automatic as well. It's just Psalm remaining. This Gen.G defense looking like Swiss cheese. Holes everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it A, B, even at middle. It's that tight-knit unit, though. I mean, we've said Brotherhood 3 times now for Cloud9, but I think it really perfectly describes it because the bait and switches, the thought process, and how they actually want to find the duels and make Gen.G as uncomfortable as possible.
Sonic's got 23 kills in this game.
I mean, there you go. That helps. That definitely helps.
Back at Flashpoint / Flashbang, he had kind of a tough season. Sonic or Floppy was the one leading the way, and you had like the rare glimpse at Sonic. But if you're gonna have this kind of a performance out of him, it's so sick. It opens up all the options for everyone else.
Regular default here again from Cloud9. Actually have, oh man, is Sonic the man of the map that you talk about. Well, what can you really do there when Sonic is just getting the 2 entries?
I know, there's nothing even tactical to talk about. That's just Sonic destroying this team at the moment. Smoke makes this a little bit tricky. I think he's hoping he can see underneath it. OC hasn't made his, or I mean, excuse me, Sam hasn't made his move just yet. But Sonic's hunting him.
Yeah, Sam knows. He doesn't want to show his toes there, and he's out of there. He's had enough.
That sequence from Sonic is wild.
So good. And even the flashbangs to follow just right behind him all the way through.
Yeah, and I don't even think that was the approach to it from the beginning. I think, yeah, Sonic getting 2, and then you just go, right? But I think that was just a B default, and then same kind of the approach of, like, we just have the one guy in A, and we can decide to go A later if we want, but that's just a regular, like, B default that he just takes advantage of with the 2 quick entries. And as Jason pointed out, not really much you can talk about that anyway, like in terms of strategical approach.
There's
I
nothing.
actually think even for Gen.G's part here, they're setting themselves up good. Like, yeah, sure, it's been 15 seconds of this round, and he comes up here and gets the second one. This is just initial setup for Gen.G to kind of drop off the one player on B and kind of fall back. But, you know, Cloud9, they don't even let that happen.
That shot on Akusta is brutal. I'd be so mad if I was Akusta.
Didn't have a chance.
He probably didn't even realize that Sonic could see him or even noticed a pixel. That's
Well, especially because it was a molly there too, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, Kusa's like, okay, well,
all sorts
I
of
stopped
issues.
the rush here.
Should be our Gen.G timeout. Time to start picking up some rounds here. Heather has the headset on. Can you show us the scoreboard, Heather? There we go, and you see here how dominant Cloud9 has been the last 4 rounds. Gen.G obviously losing the pistol, but won that eco. Was pretty dominant, but then after that, the 4 last weapon rounds.
Thank God they won that second
Yeah,
round.
no,
This
absolutely.
map would be over by
It
now.
would have been.
Yeah.
They'd be done.
Cloud9 has definitely looked very dominant so far on this map. Fast round again here. It's a mid-take.
Again, trades, and again, that M4 now dropped in middle. They can't actually salvage it whatsoever. So 3 on 3, but 2 pistols on board for Gen.G. The AWP is in the hands of Automatic.
Ooh, Bentet. The patience might pay off for him, but Floppy's game sense, man, he just knows. He knows where the weak side of the map is going to be at all times, and he's just drilled right now.
He's that player that you always get annoyed by on the other team because
Yeah.
he's always looking at the flank. He's checking every box. I hate those people.
Look at Cloud9. They're just sticking all 3 together at the moment.
And I love that too. I mean, they know for a fact, usually as well, you kind of spread out the bomb sites or you even gamble. They're even going even a step further. They're not hitting the usual bomb sites of like going straight into B or, for example, straight into A. All 3 in mid. Kusa's just dead here. He might get the 1. It doesn't
Ooh.
really matter. Now here's the decision. Can they make the read on where Automatic is?
Ooh.
Oh, this is getting a little bit close actually. This is actually very much winnable for Automatic now with nades as well. Picks up the rifle.
I think Kusa's communicated also that he effed Floppy up, so Automatic has an idea that he's low, and there you are.
That's a really nice win from Automatic.
Yeah.
That's sick from Automatic and Kusa to take that. It was such a low percentage chance. Cloud9 ran the old around the world strategy. Towards mid, get the kills, go back and just circle right back around to mid a little bit later on in the round.
So it's Team Worldwide.
Strat roulette.
Yeah, Pitbull 9. Definitely a round that Gen.G needed to win. A round probably that they shouldn't have won. I feel like
A
Cloud9 had
gift.
yeah. Cloud9 had a good approach there. You know, again, we talked about, you know, them staying as a team, as a squad there. They had 3 there. They go for the trade instantly, right? And this is a great setup as well. It's a 1-on-2 with Automatic with an AWP. But just the fact that they don't waste any nades, they're kind of expecting Automatic to just be like maybe an A ramp or something. Leaves them with this kind of opening as well. Sets it up on a 1-on-1 and Floppy, obviously low from before. Nice round from Automatic.
I mean, they absolutely needed that, but Jesus, you have to start.
Yeah,
you have to start winning rounds, not just getting fortunate clutch.
Exactly, and the worrisome part here, we look at CT Economy, right? Yeah,
nothing.
Automatic won it, and that's great. But he had 1 member alive on that team, and he's the one with money. Everyone else is almost at $0 here. Very important round, and we talk about the saves and stuff like that as well. Very important round here for Gen.G. When you notice if you're hitting the bombs and you can't retake, call for a save right off the bat. It's so important that you're actually having your members with weapons for the upcoming rounds.
I think he wanted to go through that smoke, but he backed off of it. Good kills from JT coming up. That's brutal. 2 of the players in front of the smokes and 2 of the players behind the smokes playing retake, and it's a 5-on-3. GenG might have to call for
They
a
should
save.
save it. I don't know why they're going here. Like, they should definitely save. They have nades, definitely sure. But it's a 5-on-3, bombs going down. And on top of that,
Well, Kusa's
now,
tagged
yeah,
up
I mean,
now.
now he's definitely dead. And they're flanking. I'm not sure. I wish that this call would have come much, much sooner. As soon as that bomb goes down and you don't have any map control anymore, like, it makes no sense for you to even go up to this point. Like, make the save call. Instead, you go for it, you die, and now, like you said again, like we look at the money on the Gen.G side, Automatic has a bunch of money. We'll probably see like an op buy here, but this is super scrappy. And on top of that, you lose this round. It's 15-11, and there's no money. You're sitting at 2.4k, and it's just like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and I wish you're right. I wish that Gen.G would have called that save earlier. We've been seeing it time and time again, 1 foot out, 1 foot in strategies from Gen.G, whether it's in the post plants or indecisiveness about economy. And here, once again, another scrappy buy. Ooh, Daps is going forward, but Floppy, he's holding that angle.
Of course he is. My boy Floppy. Always watching that flank. Flank master.
Listen, every single new player nowadays just wants to be in the front, getting the entries. You need players like Floppy. They don't come around all too often.
Ooh, good recovery from Automatic. Better trade. Oh god, oh god,
He
oh
knows.
god. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable. Tim's going to stick around, and OC's kept him frozen in place, and he still wins it, and the no-scope. Automatic, between this round and the clutch, he's keeping them in the game.
And what a time to come alive. Wow. OC saw him too. OC saw him before Tim actually.
That was cockiness from Cloud9 though, because he could have waited a little bit. You see in the sequence for the second one, like the reason why the trade doesn't happen, Automatic gets these 2 nice frags in the end. This is the one I'm talking about. You know, he's running. You missed the first one. You know, there should be some communication. Like now you overpeak a little bit. You wait 1 more seconds, you get the trade at least. But now I'm nitpicking.
It's all right.
Really
you're
nice
a coach.
round.
It's your job. You're paid to nitpick.
That is true. That is true. If that was my team, I would have been fucking livid. I'm kidding.
No, you're not. Oh, no.
14-12.
Oh, good spam on Akusa. That's an odd angle that he probably didn't expect to get hit from. You might want to back away with such low health.
But they've done some damage here. Just even if there's no like player damage, just the damage have been done of they're forced to like kind of walk up. I was gonna say waste some nades, but I love this approach from
Oh my
Cloud9.
god.
Yeah,
How has nobody
I love
spotted this? Taps is a free kill.
Because no one expects this. Usually when you take it over, you don't expect just a pushback like this. And this is great timing from Cloud9. Oh my god, I actually really love this round.
Wow.
One of the best ones I've seen all week. I'm not even joking about that. Just in terms of timing, like, you know, you kind of work the field there. You kind of know that Gen.G are going to waste nades to kind of take that early. But just because you have the nice little balls, shaved little balls to kind of keep going up towards the B bomb site there. And Sonic just very well timing. And we talk about the economy here. I mean, Gen.G is super broke.
Floppy's going to win that against Automatic. 15-12. A 3-round lead, and yeah, the timing was nice. It's unlucky for Gen.G. Kusa had just looked away, and that made Daps just a freebie.
You know, it made it so much better too, because I literally look in Jason's eyes as I say it. And
Oh my god.
Oh man, 15-12. Oh, and not a nice buy here from Gen.G. Oh my god. Just a bunch of pistols, just a bunch of 1-deeks is what we're looking out for here. And because of Cloud9 is doing such a good job with the trading game, it makes me so worried about this round from Gen.G. We're talking not only 1-deek, but it's just like the whole thing of even if Automatic gets this one, just the worrisome part of like getting traded after that. And knowing as well Gen.G, this whole map so far, they've been just so spread out, not really helping each other out. A lot of with the players that they have, like Jason pointed out, I think that's also the problem here, is because you have a lot of really good star player quality players, but they're not working as a unit. They're all like very individually strong, but because of that, I think that there's like a little clear, like maybe a divide in what the roles are really supposed to be.
Yeah, and you saw that too. Automatic trying to go for that mid-peak. We've seen GenG try that time and time again, either whether it's Daps, Automatic, or even Psalm at some points, but Floppy is just always ready for it. He's read it, he's patient enough. Not once has GenG been able to catch him off guard, and MOTM, nice entry onto the site. And right now, Psalm's under so much pressure, but that's a good look. Spamming through the smoke. Oh, and Kusta to follow up as well.
I don't know. We'll see. Psalm pushing in. Somehow it worked initially, but the AK's too strong. 16-12 for Cloud9 as they take down GenG on Vertigo. And I mean, I still just feel bad. I have to go back to the first half. Some missed clutch opportunities for GenG, which is really, really unfortunate. Like, if those turn around, I think that map slips into GenG's favor.
No, I think so too, because like we said, even in the beginning of that half, like they actually had a really nice approach, but they keep on losing rounds from the exact same problem of like not being able to hold after plants, not being able to like really hold the nades all too much either. Like I think the basics, even on the seat side, they had their basics down, but then when it come to the point of, hey, we have to hold the bomb site or we have to hit the bomb site, that's when they fell short. Granted, this is the first map. We still have 2 more to go. I think we're cutting to a break, and then we'll be back. We'll be back with map number 2.